The whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole argument brought a lot of bullshit opinions to the table, okay? A lot of people said a lot of stupid shit. However, one of the most annoying ones was when Cole said To Pimp a Butterfly, quote unquote, put people to sleep, but they gassed it. All the undercover TPAB haters came flooding out of the shadows like cockroaches when you turn the light off. Some people was debating whether he was talking about Good Kid, Mad City because he was talking about Kendrick's second album, and technically Section 80 was first, but GKMC is widely regarded as his first album and was also widely regarded as a classic. It makes a lot more sense for him to be talking about To Pimp a Butterfly, especially because he said his next shit was massive, and Damn was Kendrick's highest selling album. You want me to keep it a buck? We all know Cole ain't mean that shit. He just wanted to say something. That was the most half-assed diss track I've ever seen. It's a reason he took it back in like 2 days. Everybody revisited the topic of that album though when Drake said Kendrick was quote-unquote rapping like he was trying to get the slaves freed. Now, I've talked about this line before because there's 2 packs of Brazilian butt lift ass, but it's not the first time we've heard opinions like this and opinions like Cole's. As a matter of fact, a lot of people who aren't Kendrick fans view To Pimp a Butterfly as this boring album that just preaches about politics, and if I'm being real, that's always the first sign that either you never actually heard the album or you just didn't actually listen to it. Too many people try to dismiss the album as political Grammy bait, and it's a little bit annoying. Yes, the album talks about politics and it inherently is somewhat of a political album, but the main overall theme is the black struggle, and it's way more introspective than a quote-unquote fight the power kind of album. Too many people just heard Alright and assumed the rest of the album was like that when, first of all, it isn't, and second of all, Alright isn't even mainly supposed to be a fight the power song itself. It was adopted by the BLM movement as a defiance song, but it's supposed to be an uplifting song about keeping hope and persevering through the struggles that black people often go through. I never liked when people try to put To Pimp a Butterfly in the box of a political album because it touches on too many other things, and it's too personal to just be considered a bunch of politics. It goes way deeper into the mentality of the black community, the inner battles, as well as the outer battles that can be viewed as politics, but overall, just the things that contribute to keeping us down on our own end as well. On Institutionalized, he talks about greed, envy, and the whole idea of not being able to take the hood out of somebody. You get so used to the habits you had when you were down that it's hard to change when you're up. Not just about his homeboy who was thinking about robbing celebrities at award shows. The line, "If I was the president, I think my mom was rich," is another example of a quote-unquote institutionalized mindset. Why the hell are you paying her rent when you're at the point where you could get her a whole crib? Yes, it acknowledges the political side of the mentality that keeps black people in a chained mindset, but if you only look at it from a political angle, it diminishes the meaning of the song. These Walls, to me, expands on that further and talks about how some black people hold grudges from their past in the hood even when they make it. He's fucking on a girl of a person who killed his homeboy in the past and is now sitting in jail. Walls has numerous meanings in the song, from pussy to jail cells to race, but the point is that the main theme of the song isn't just politics. You is another song that doesn't really have much to do with politics, yet it's probably one of the most impactful songs on the album. It's a really hurtful song about self-hate, guilt, depression, and suicidal thoughts. Kendrick is guilty about leaving behind his homeboys in Compton and traveling the world, going on tour and fucking on bitches while the people he grew up with suffered. That line where he talks about his boy's brother that got shot really hit, but then when he started talking about FaceTiming him because he thought he would make it and he didn't, shit, bruh. Reducing songs like this to just another track in an album about politics is lame as fuck. I swear half the people that talk about this album never heard it. Mama is a beautiful song about discovering your roots and appreciating where you actually came from instead of latching on to biased and inaccurate narratives about our motherland. How Much a Dollar Cost is a warning against selfishness and a call for empathy. Let go of your preconceived notions about people and your sense of self-righteousness and superiority just because you made it out and there's other people that might still need help. Complexion condemned colorism, and You Ain't Gotta Lie was about faking to fit in. The majority of this album isn't really about politics. Obviously, some of these topics relate to politics in some way, but for most of the album, the focus is on people themselves, not fighting the system. Kendrick spends more time on this album trying to talk about behaviors and negative traits in the black community more than the government and oppression and common political topics. All these themes mixed together to create an album that can definitely be defined as a conscious album, but a political one? Not really. A lot of the recent takes about To Pimp a Butterfly can honestly be attributed to a recent wave of refusal to think and the desire for everything to be dumbed down, and it's weird. Throughout the Drake beef, you constantly saw people saying shit like, "Oh, you can't play Kendrick in the club, so I don't like his music. Oh, the Has don't listen to Kendrick, so I don't fuck with him." First of all, if you gotta play music to get women, you're lame and probably ugly as fuck. Admitting that you pick artists based on who you can use to pull girls is definitely a strange way to view music. Also, is the club the only place y'all listen to music? That shit never made sense to me. Oh, I don't bump it in the club or in the car, as if those are the only places people exist on the planet. I play To Pimp a Butterfly when I'm rolling up or smoking in my room by myself or with my friends. I play it in the background while I'm reading or doing work. I play it when I'm cleaning sometimes and when I'm doing random tasks. Also, the idea that To Pimp a Butterfly is just boring slam poetry is crazy when it has some of the best production of any album last decade. Thundercat was in the stool letting his nuts hang. Calling an album that starts off with Wesley's theory of all songs boring gotta be mental illness, bruh. I'm always gonna look at To Pimp a Butterfly like a conversation between Kendrick and the black community about what we go through. People who actually still struggle from the side effects of growing up in the hood always feel this album on a deeper level. When it comes to music, being relatable is probably one of the easiest ways to strike a chord with your listeners, and this album definitely struck a chord with me. The idea that it's just a bunch of boring drabble about politics is definitely the worst thing to come from this beef.